Welcome to San Diego, California, America's finest city. We're here at Snapdragon Stadium to watch one of the perennial jewels of the bowl season, the DirecTV Holiday Bowl. Bowl games are not only a reward for how you played in the regular season, but can be a springboard into next year as well. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on a team from the Pac-12, the Fresno State Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Kickoff team on the field, ready to start this postseason classic. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Fresno State's offense takes the field. What a great group of receivers they run out there, and a staunch, stout defense they'll be running into. Jesse, how are they going to get open? How does this defense keep them in check?
Well, I think one thing this receiving group knows, to have success in this game against this defense, is it's going to take all of them. It's not just going to be one guy making all the plays. They're all going to have to be able to step up and, David, take advantage of their own individual one-on-one opportunities when those chances come their way.
Well, and I think that's what's good about this offense. Their strength in numbers. It's not just one guy that you can take away. There's several receivers that can make plays. That stresses a defense. Like, find the weakness, go after him. That guy can win. So it'll be a fun individual matchup.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job. On that play right there.
On third down, he drops to throw. Looking deep down the right side. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's fourth down. Fresno State will have to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. So the Florida State Seminoles offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power. All those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? You've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well today.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Going to the running game. Oh, he's got some space. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving. You give them a first down. And the Seminoles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Unleashes one. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly. They're dealing with a second and long. Pulls and fires complete. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. And he'll kick for the 3 from 36 yards out in the right hash. Right down the boulevard. It's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Got his man. He'll be brought down at about the 18-yard line, not enough to move the sticks. Fresno State will have to punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. So they've put up some early points, and now to build on this 3-0 lead. They'll give it to the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. Back to pass on 2nd down. Just a hair too much on it from this big-armed sophomore quarterback. It'll be 3rd and long. The offense changing the play. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Working that left side now. Inside the 20-yard line, pushed out at the 18, and they're in business.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided, on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
Off the boot, looking for his man. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection. They couldn't make the connection on 2nd down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. Picked off. That's number 15 on the year.
Well, obviously it's raining here in this game, and the ball's slippery. I don't know if that slipped out of the QB's hands a little bit, but it certainly wasn't an accurate throw, and as a result, it ends up in an interception.
Got it in the middle. It's Acker. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. The Bulldogs in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Keeps it on the draw. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? And the Bulldogs come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Wants to throw on 3rd down. It's on target and complete. And gets the job done on 3rd down as he gets it out to the 25. Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs. Trying to turn the corner on the left. Flips a tackle, and he's got room. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Looking to fire. They go to the wide receiver screen. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football. Fresno State will have to punt it away. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Turns it on in midfield. It's a running room. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Seminoles.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. They couldn't draw up a drive better than that. We just gashed them for the big play in the running game. One snap, one touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. From the gun, running back on the move. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Lofts one high and deep. He's got it inside the 30. Off and running. Touchdown, Bulldogs. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. These teams putting up some early points, and now they have it back up 10-7. Reads it, fires complete. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. The Seminoles with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Snagged out of the air. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. Might be changing the route. That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Wide receiver going in motion. Handoff from the gun. Got the first down. Looking for more. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It's just not easy to bring this guy down, is it? He is so dangerous once he gets the ball in his hands. And it makes me think back to old great Seminole running backs like Warwick Dunn, Travis Minor, a guy that I used to play against. How about Dalvin Cook even? Just guys that could make the first guy miss, and then they're able to just explode and burst and take it the distance. This guy right here, he is a unique talent.
And the Noles with the 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Caught.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
From the gun. Give on the inside. What powerful running, just driving the pile forward for everything he could get. He'll be just a few inches short.
make the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take it.
We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Looking to fire. Just a hair too much on it from this big-arm sophomore quarterback.
There's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Makes the grab. And he will score. Touchdown, Florida State. They'll try to tack one more on their score. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job by the quarterback.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. He gets nothing, and they're staying stubborn with this running game, but at some point you're going to have to change your thought process. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Fresno State will have to punt. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Makes the grab, and there's room. And he's brought down, but a flag is also down. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. They'll try the run. Breaks into the open. The 20. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Noles.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
And the extra point was good to finish things off.
Fresno State, 7.
On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Give to the running back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. And they are looking for a ball play that'll work, now facing second and long from the 19. Wants to go up top. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. The Bulldogs now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Trying play action. That's caught. It's Smalls. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf. And the Bulldogs really need to keep this drive alive on third down. Intercepted for the 11th time. Trying to take it back. Touchdown Seminoles. How about this defense taking one back to the house? Look, I know it's only the second quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Going right to work up top. Grabs it in the middle. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Fresno State right back to the line. Second down, they'll go to the air. Got it in the middle, it's Smalls. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. A lot of urgency for this offense. Wants to go up top on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. The Bulldogs will snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Smalls. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Second down, he'll throw it. Snagged in the middle. It's Moss. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Oh, they're after him. Connection to the right. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one a long one on 3rd down from the 43. From the gun, wants to pass. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And he'll pull it in inside the 20. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Bulldogs, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Fires to the right. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Let's just call it like it is. The first half has been ugly for this offense. Not a lot to cheer about until that play right there. They finally scored. We've seen crazy things happen in college football. They're way down on the scoreboard right now, but anything can happen, and anything can change after you score like that.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Motion from the wide receiver. Leaves it with the back. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And the Seminoles can really attack on this 2nd and short. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Wide open downfield. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. The Seminoles moving quickly to the line.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half. Waning seconds of the first half, let's see just how aggressive they'll be. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And he can't get past the 2-yard line, but at least they avoided going backwards. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Reese, talk about an edge-of-your-seat type first half, or as they call it in this game there in San Diego, just another typical Holiday Bowl.
Fresno State lined up to kick off and start this second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. They more than got the job done in the first half. Now the job in a bowl game, don't get distracted and finish the deal here in the second half.
I mean, love the way they came out. They had all that time off, didn't look rusty at all, came out with the foot on the accelerator, looked really, really good. Palmer, you just more of the same here in the second half.
I agree. And if you're on that sideline right now, now's not the time to be thinking about the off-season, the strength program, what classes you're taking in the spring. You need to focus on finishing this game, punctuating this season.
Quarterback may change this route. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. Makes the catch. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Gets the back moving. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He's got it. There he goes. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one.
A shot toward the end zone. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. Behind the... Now on 2nd and long. The give to the back.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. The Noles didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Florida State! And the stomping has commenced. He'll try to tack on one more. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead.
38, Fresno State, 14.
On the run from inside his own 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Caught over the middle. It's Smalls. They get him stopped at the 26, but that'll be enough for this offense to go to work on 1st down. The give on the inside. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The give to the back. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. The Bulldogs line up trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Now the play fake. Catch in the middle. It's Acker. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
With the catch, it's Acker. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Just a little off. Incomplete. So now it's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Oh, he had it and he dropped it. Almost one of those big plays he's known for. It'll be 3rd down. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in. He's going to throw deep right side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Fresno State will have to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Punt goes out of bounds, and a really nice job as they stick them deep in their own end. They'll mark it around the 10. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time and took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You've put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Got room to work. Turning it on. The 20. The inside. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, no.
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience, and with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stuff.
Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. A little screen to the running back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, the offense trying to get the screen pass to the running back and get him out into space to do some damage, but the defense not having it. No gain on that play.
To the air on 2nd down. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters, and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
No fair catches here, looking for room. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. They'll start this drive at their own 48. Leaves it with the running back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Went to the running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the 3rd. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period. We've come to the end of the period, and Florida State has the lead. And this beatdown is close to completion as we reach the end of 3. Let's take a look at how we got here. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the 1st. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time.